Perfect, perfect. What about now? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me loud and clear? Testing, testing, one, two. Testing, one, two. Okay, just want to make sure that you can hear me. Perfect. All right, so for anyone who's showing up late to the party, let them know. Let them know. They just go to Lux Live, and I double booked the event. So all they have to do, because this one is going to disappear today, all they have to do is click on the one for tomorrow, and that's going to get them the link for right now. Okay, that's going to get them the link for right now. So yes, it's something that we have to do right now until we get this thing working properly. All right. So I'll just put it here again, and I'll just set it up. I'll reset it up. All right, just in case someone is showing up. Maybe we don't know why they're showing up late. So I'll set it for 2 p.m. Okay, and I'll hit that, and I'll just put this over here. We'll put uh, day 4 boot camp. This is for anyone who's showing up who may have to show up late. So boom, there. All right, so it's not going to stay, but they'll just click on this one right here. All right, perfect. So just let them know that. All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get this party started. Get this party started. Today we are talking about, um, yes, today we are covering entries. Okay. Very important. This is the call I think everyone was waiting for. Okay. This call everyone was, let me put my pop-up chat right there. Nice. And I can, boom. There we go. Got the chat nice and big now. All right, this is the call I believe everyone was waiting for. We had an amazing week so far with these calls, the blueprint. And let's go ahead and do a recap on what the blueprint was about. Okay, day number one, we spoke about the trend. Okay, when the market is in an uptrend, as the market is creating, it creates the first initial move, which is the high. Okay. And the second move, what we want to do is we want to connect the start of the move with the next point. So day number one was creating 2 points of contact in order to identify your trend. Okay. So this is contact number one, and this is contact number two. Okay. 2 points of contact right there. And if you kind of confused on what I mean when I'm talking about 2 points of contact, it's if I draw this trend line, and in order to draw this trend line, it needs to connect with something. We can't just put a trend line in the middle of no man's land. It has to connect with something. Okay. So when we're looking at this, what else is it going to connect to? So the easiest way to see it is when this market drops here, okay, we need to see what is the next move going to do. All right. Once this market moves higher, creating that break of structure, this right here is the second point of contact because the market created a higher high. Okay. Does that make sense? Drop that 105 inside the chat box. Okay. 105 inside the chat box for me real quick. Perfect. Let's go. All right. So now this is how you identify your area of support when drawing your trend line. So day number one was identifying the trend. Okay. Day number two was the DNA. No, day number two was somebody help me out. What was day number two? Hmm. I know day number three was the DNA. Let's see who was paying attention. What was day number two of this bill? The break of structure, the higher highs, right? The higher highs, higher lows, right? You sure? That wasn't day number three, the DNA? I might have to go back and find out. Okay. The break of structure. Let me just go back and verify. Let me go back and verify what my day. Okay, let me just verify real quick. Let me verify. Okay, I gotta make sure we all on the same page. It's not that I don't trust you. All right. Break a structure, change the direction. Okay, yes, yes, yes. Good job, good job, good job. Break a structure, change the direction was day number three. You're absolutely right. And higher high, higher low. Um, Perfect. All right. So what we noticed on day number two, all right, similar to what day number one was, identifying the trend. But yes, number two was identifying the higher highs, higher lows, and this is how you can tell when the trend was reversing. Okay, that's how you can tell when the market was reversing. Okay, so here's day number two. The market makes a high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Okay, higher high. And what was the next thing that we spoke about on day number two? How we can truly determine when the market was going to reverse. Remember, after making the highs, we have the higher high right here, and then we have a higher low right here, and the market just keep doing the same thing, higher high, higher low, because we don't want to just assume because this market is making highs, it's going to keep riding forever. But next, okay, the reversal setup, yes. So next, the market makes that high right here. Now, this is how we can tell the reversal is about to come in because the next move, the market either makes a double top, fail to create a new high, okay? They fail to create a new high. And what happens is in this area, okay, this higher low right here gets taken out. Whether the market makes a higher high and then continue to drop lower, once this higher low gets taken out, that's how we can determine, okay, we're either in a pullback or a reversal. Okay, that's right. Close below the higher low. That's right. We're either in a pullback or reversal. So we saw this in both directions. Whether the market was in a downtrend, making a low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay. So now right here, what do we have? Lower low, right in this area. And then we have the lower high. Now, how many of you remember? You remember I used to get the lower high confused. But what was the one thing that I shared with you? Being, practicing this every single day, you're going to get consistent at it. So because I've been practicing lower lows, lower highs, higher lows, now I can say it without making that mistake. Okay. And that's the same thing when it comes to trading. If you just get into this market once a week, once a month, all right, a lot of this stuff is going to be confusing. You have to consistently practice this over and over and over. So you have your lower high right here, and then you have your lower low, followed by another lower low. So if I was to bring in day number one and combine it with day number two, okay, there's my starting point here, and boom, here's my second point of contact, and I draw just like that. That's my second point of contact. Did that second point of contact create a higher high? You see how everything is lining up? Day number one, we spoke about the trend. Day number two, we spoke about identifying when the market is reversing from the uptrend to a downtrend or a downtrend to an uptrend once the trend is broken. Okay. So once that trend line was broken, ask yourself the question, did that market close below the last higher low, which was right here? This is helping us determine, okay, we have a reversal or the market is giving us a short-term pullback. Okay. So now we move into day number three. Okay. On day number three was the market DNA. Okay. This was the DNA of the market. Understanding. Number one, how can we determine whether the market is creating higher highs, if the market is in an uptrend, or if the market is reversing? That DNA was letting us know, okay, the market rises up, giving us that beautiful buy opportunity, and then we get the pullback, okay? And then what happens? After this market rise up, creates that high, we're looking for that area. Where's the DNA, inside of this market? What are we looking for? Once that market created this first move, which was our higher high, next we had our higher low. And if we add day number one with this, we can see that we have a break of structure creating a higher high. Okay. Now, day number two, okay, which was when the trend was reversing. Day number two is basically telling us right here we have the highest point. This right here could be your swing high. That's the highest point of the market. And down in this area, okay, is the lowest part. Okay, so this is going to be my swing low. Now, anything inside of this range is trapped inside of the market. Anything inside of here is trapped inside the market. So what we have to look for now is that area, that point of interest, that POI. Where is the area that we're most interested in the market reversing? Where's the area that we're most interested in the market reversing? So what we saw was the last sell opportunity, okay, the last sell opportunity that the market created, which was right here before the buyers pushed the market higher. Okay, that was the last sell opportunity before the market pushed higher. So, what we want to do is, we spoke about this on yesterday's call, identify the high and the low. This is going to be the area that we're most interested in buying here. Okay. Why am I interested in buying here? You have to ask yourself these questions. Why do I get excited when the market comes back to this zone? Why am I looking for buys? Because when you see this right here, notice when we look at day number one, we see that we had a strong impulse move right here that pushed the market higher. Okay. What happened? That market gave us another strong impulse move that pushed the market higher. So when I see something like that, now in my mind, I believe, you know, hey, if one of my friends, every time we go out, let's say I'm hanging out with Candace, me and Candace, we're hanging out. But every time we hang out, wow, I always gotta, like Candace, come on, you gotta chill. Don't wild out today, Candace. Oh, nah, coach. I'm gonna be calm today. I'm gonna be calm today. But guess what happened? Every time we hang out and Candace's favorite song come on, oh man, you know that song I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. You know, what's that? Sexy Red come on. Oh man, here come Candace now. Oh, that's my jam. That's my jam. I'm like, Candace, oh no. I spoke to the DJ and I gave the DJ $100,000 and say, whatever you do not play Sexy Red. So you know what I'm expecting. Soon as Sexy Red comes on and that market comes back down to the zone, I am most 100% believe that the moment that song come on, Candace is about to turn up. Does it make sense, ladies and gentlemen? This is the reason why we call it the point of interest. Because now you identify that area where you believe this is where the market is going to come back to. This is where the market is going to turn up at. So it's not always about, all right, I'm going to buy here. Why? Why are you going to buy here? Uh, uh, I'm just going to buy there. So when you look at your charts, okay, when you look at your charts and you just see random areas on your chart and you're asking yourself, why did the market take off? Why did the market do this? You have to ask yourself these questions, ladies and gentlemen. Don't just look at the charts and see opportunities. Look at the chart and ask, why did the market push away from this level? Why did the market reject from this level? Why did the market fail to buy off of the zone and violate? These are the questions you ask yourself. That's right. It's a demand zone. Okay? It's a demand zone. It's an order block. It's a starting point. Okay? I'm most interested in buying here because it's the start of the move where the buyers were in control. Okay? Now, when it comes to your entries, we spoke about day one, day two, day three, and now day four. It's about your entries. It's about the test trade will lead to your testimonial. The test trade would lead to your testimonials. Okay. So we see that at one point, the market gave us a strong impulse move. The buyers are in control, just like day number one. They pull back and they rise higher. See, you don't know at the second point that the market is going to rise higher. Those are things you have no control over. You didn't know that the market was going to buy here. Okay. You did not know it was going to buy here. So these are the times where you had to wait for certain things to happen in the market in order for you to say, okay, I know what I'm looking for now. Okay? Does that make sense? You have to wait for certain things to happen in order to find your setup. So when we look at this, we can already say, okay, we got the break of structure. That happened. We got the second touch right here. Boom, that happens. Okay? Boom. What happened right here? We got buyers that came in right there. What happened over here? We got buyers that came in right here. So I'm going back and I'm drawing my point of interest. I'm waiting for the market to come right back to this area. I'm looking for buys right back in this zone. But now we lead back into when that market comes to that level. We already know that we got the trap. Here's the high, and we know that the low is on the bottom. The internal structure, everything that you see here, the market making highs, market making lows, okay? We have higher high right here, okay? Higher low right here, okay? Higher low right in this area, okay? Higher high over here. So the market right now is trapped inside of this area. You ever play that game ping pong? Okay? When you play ping pong, or when you remember back in the days you used to watch your computer and that the DVD thing, we was expecting it to bounce in that corner just like that. It bounce off, rise up, it bounce. This is what we want to see the market do. Okay. So now we're looking at this area and the market internal structure starts to drop. Okay. The market drops, gives a nice pullback. It drops lower, give us a nice pullback. And it drops lower right into our point of interest. So right in this area, internal structure, don't get it mixed up with external structure. The difference between the two is that internal structure moves inside of the trend. Internal structure is the pullback inside of the trend. If the market's in an uptrend, okay, so we know that where's the market right here? It is in a uptrend. That's the first thing we want to identify. What is the direction of the market? Okay. Internal helps us determine the pullback to the origin of the move. Okay. This is internal. So now what do we see here? Internal, we see a lower low, lower high. Over and over and over. Now watch. This is where the magic comes in at. Lower low, lower high. Okay. This is all internal structure. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you have a $10,000 balance in your trading account. Congratulations, you made it. You have a $10,000 balance in your trading account. When it comes to your lot size, we use $100, a 0.01 per $100 balance. So because you have a $10,000 trading account, you can afford to use a standard lot size. Okay? You can afford to use a standard lot size and not have to stress about over leveraging. But the question is, just because I got it doesn't mean I need to spend it. No, you don't. So what am I looking for now? We spoke about this at the end of the call yesterday. Every lower low that's being created, it's also a break of structure. So when looking to enter this trade for a buy opportunity, we already know that I'm looking for a buy opportunity. So every lower low, it's also a break of structure. So when the market created a new low after breaking this one, it's a break of structure. They pull back, okay? The buyers pulled back. We broke structure, creating a lower low. And right in this area here, this was the last low that was created inside of your zone, your point of interest. So in order for me to get into this trade, the second part that I need is a change of direction. Now, if I want to enter this trade and I truly believe that the market is going to buy from this area, what I have to do, ladies and gentlemen, is enter this trade here. I'm not going to use my whole entire standard because the biggest mistake that most people use, they will use that whole standard, full lot size exposed. Okay? Full lot size exposed. What if the market goes against you? Okay? So now you got a 10,000 balance. The market goes against you 20 pips. You're down $200. It still don't seem like much on a $10,000 account. You're like, oh man, I'm only down $200, you know. But now what happens? Because you're only down $200 on a $10,000 balance, you're not really looking at the dollar amount right now because it doesn't stretch you. But what is the one thing that most people would do? Because the amount that's being lost right now is not a lot. What are we going to do next? We got $10,000. What do you think most traders are going to do? Boom. Add another lot. Boom. Now you got two standards. Okay? You're down 40 pips. That's $400 on one, 200 on another one. Now that brings your total of $600 negative. Okay? Negative $600. How many of you ever been here before? Even on your challenge accounts, and you say, oh, I'm only negative 600. But it looks like I'm only negative 600, and you don't even realize that the market is in reversal mode. Okay? Reversal loading. That's your warning right there. Warning, warning, warning. Reversal is loading up. So what happens now? You're only down 600, and the market decides, hey, let me pull back. Okay? The market is pulling back. Let's say, for example, I'm already negative. I'm 2 full lot size deep. Again, when you're focusing on the dollar amount, oh, I'm only negative $600, you don't even realize that right in this area was the last buy candle before the market went lower. That's your warning right there. You don't see that. How many times, ladies and gentlemen, have you ignored the reversal signal? You can be honest here. How many times have you ignored the reversal signal? You saw it, but because your balance wasn't low enough, because you look at the negative point and said, oh, I'm not negative that much. You confuse reversal with the dollar amount loss. You thinking because I'm not losing that much, the market is not reversing. Who am I talking to? Because I'm not losing that much, the market is not reversing. So what dollar amount needs to be in place in order for you to say, oh, this must be a reversal? If you had a $10,000 trading account and this market was giving you that reversal setup, what dollar amount do you need to be in the red before you can say, oh, maybe I'm in the wrong position? Let's see. Drop that dollar amount in the chat box. Let's see. And I'm thinking, in order for someone to say, I'm going to exit this buy opportunity and get into a sell, in order for someone to say that, I'm thinking you need to see maybe, you know, uh, maybe negative 4,000. Okay. Maybe negative 4,000 before you say, huh. Tiffany said, $1 is too much for me. I'm thinking negative 4,000. You see that on your trading account. You're going to say, oh, man, I'm negative 4. Oh, it's in a sale. That's when that market pulls back right to the zone. And you start seeing some profit. You start seeing, oh, yeah, my bottom trade is in profit. Now I'm at break even. Okay. So this is where the accounts start to say negative $20. Okay. This is where you start to get hope now because you at break even on one and the other one is in profit. And you're like, okay, let's get back in. Let me do this again. Bam, another full lot size. Now, when you look at your trading account, you got 3 standards and you have no idea what's cooking right now. Okay. You have no idea that this right here is the starting point of the move that gave the change of direction. And this is where and how you blow your account. This is how you fail your challenge because that market comes right in its zone and start playing around in this level. After they gave you that level, that zone right there, they might shift up one more time and you start to see that 20 turns into, oh yeah, baby. Oh man, you know what, man? I knew I was right. I'm up $50. I'm up $50 right now. Perfect. Now you could have just took your $50 and say, you could have said, you know what? I knew I was wrong the first time. Let me just get out of this trade and regroup. Okay? Sometimes you got to say to yourself, when you're in that massive drawdown, When you're in that massive drawdown, and then when you finally get in profit, think about this. How many of you have ever been driving your car? You've ever been driving your car, and while driving your car, you may, or I don't wanna put this on anybody, but you're driving and you're driving normal. Everything is good. Yeah, baby, I'm good. I'm good. And next thing you know, you got the music blasting. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 and you chilling. And the next thing you know, this cop come behind you, right? No lights on. This cop following you for a whole mile. Now you turn the music down. You turn the music down. You slowly grab your seatbelt. All right. You're like, heart start beating real fast. Okay. Your heart start beating real fast, and you're like, oh man. Ah, ah. Then your phone ringing. You normally would have picked up your phone. You're getting mad at the person calling you. Ah, stop calling me. Ah. And then the cop realized you're going too slow, and they passed you. Don't even look at you. And then what happened? You're like, whoo, that was close. That was so close. But what happened? You reset. Okay? You go into reset mode. You know how close that was. This is where I say to myself, oh man, I almost blew my account right there. All right, let me go ahead and reset. You might have to pull over just to get your mind right. Okay? That's right, Don. You do the speed limit even less on the way going home. Oh, let me go ahead and do that speed limit. This is where you need to get out because that was just a warning. Because now, guess what the market is doing? They gave you that shift, change of direction. Here's the people who didn't get the warning. All right, there's people who don't get those warnings even when they got the warning. Oh man, I knew they weren't coming for me. All right, let me go back to doing what I was doing, do the same thing, continue this buy. Now the market is negative again. We're negative again. All right, now you're negative 200. Oh man, negative 200. Oh man. Then what do we start saying to ourselves? Oh man, I should have got out. I should have got out. You've all been there before. Now that market is telling you a story. They're telling you right here, but you're too angry to understand the story. You're too angry to understand that the market is giving you everything. The change of direction. They gave you the break of structure. Everything. BOS, change of direction. And now they come back to your zone. Now they're playing with your emotions. Well, you feel like they're playing with your emotions right now because they come back to your zone. You at break even again. Now you're praying to God and you're saying, if only I could just break even this time. If only I could just break even. Now, guess what? You broke even. This was another opportunity for you to reset. Because at this point, you don't even see what's happening right now. You are blinded by the wins, the loss, the wins, the loss. You are blinded, and the market is just playing in your zone. And then, after getting that warning, oh man, here's what happens next. Boom. That strong impulse move happens. Oh man, forget about being negative 200. Oh, the numbers just start flying this time. 200, 600, 400. Will it ever stop? Is it going to stop? No, it's not going to stop at this point. Okay? It's full blown drop season at this point. Okay? Now, the market gives you a chance to get out. Negative $7,000. Ah! You've seen it before. Okay? You've seen it. Well, now they're just taking everything. Drop, 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 drop. It never moved this fast before. But how do we fix this? This is that rewind mode. If only you could do it over. There's the police. If only you could do it over. Let's go. Here's that do-over before it even happens. See that? See, you can't do this in real life, but you can do it before it happens. Let's start over right here. The market comes down to your zone. You understand what happened. Now you say to yourself, I'm not going to do that again. I've already watched this movie before. I got standard lot size I can use. But I'm going to enter my first trade. You know, you don't have to go with that 0.01 if you got 10,000. You can go big. You can go with that 0.10. No problem. Okay? You can go with that 0.10. Now, that market comes down to your zone. It rejects off the level. Once that market comes down to this level, these are my entry techniques. Okay? Once that market comes down to my level and touch that zone, the first thing I want to do is drop a vertical line. I'm going to drop a vertical line because now it's time to play the game. It's time to play the game, ladies and gentlemen. So when I drop that vertical line, because the market is now in my zone, you in my house now, market, it's time to play the game. Because when they get in this area, I first have to identify where is the starting point that pushed the market into the zone. Okay? Where is the starting point that pushed the market to the zone? I have to find the last lower high that pushed the market into the zone. So once I find that, we might be on a 4-hour time frame. Okay? I'll put a zone right here and say 4-hour target. Ooh. What you mean 4-hour target? Just follow me. That's my 4-hour target. But coach, I thought we were looking for entries. Why are you looking for targets? Just follow me. 4-hour target. But when I look at this target, I say that, okay, the market is about 100 pips away from that level. I start thinking, I'm on a 4-hour time frame. I'm not going to wait 100 pips for that market to come and push up to that level. I need to drop to a lower time frame. So now I'm going to switch to a lower time frame. Okay. I'm going to drop down. You know, you can do it in stages, but I just want to speed it up. I'll drop down anywhere between the 1 hour. Okay. I'll start with my 1 hour time frame. Maybe my 1 hour is showing me inside of this range right here. After that strong move, maybe the 1 hour has a drop, pullback, and a drop lower, like that. Okay. Maybe the 1 hour is giving me this move with a break of structure that happened right here. This is why you draw that vertical line. It holds your place. Okay. So this is going to be my 1 hour. So I look at this and I say, okay, that's the 1 hour starting point right there. So I'll take that same line and I'll bring it down here. And I'll name that my 1 hour target. Okay. We might be about 50 to 70 pips away from that entry. No worries. I still got my vertical line right there. I might drop down to my 15. And my 15-minute might say, okay, we got this drop, we got a pullback, and then we enter the zone. The 15-minute is getting closer and closer and closer to my zone. So I'll copy this. If I'm not satisfied and I know that, the 15 might be 30 pips away, okay, I'll say that this is my 15-minute. Okay, my 15-minute target. Okay, not bad. Still got my vertical line. This is what's helping me stay in control. Because imagine if I didn't have this vertical line here, ladies and gentlemen, I would have no idea where I'm at. So I put this vertical line to help me stay in control of what the market is doing. Does that make sense? Go ahead and drop that 142 in the chat box. Okay? 142 in the chat box. But now I might drop down to maybe a 5 minute. That market drops, pulls back, and drop right to my point of interest, which might be down in this area. Okay? The 5 and the 15 may not be off too far, but it might be right in this area. Okay? Might be out in that area right there. So now, if I'm satisfied, I'm okay with that. Okay? This is my 5 minute right in this area, right in that zone right there. Perfect. Here we go. It's almost showtime, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the move. I can enter my test trade in this zone. I can enter my test trade in this level. All right, perfect. I got my test trade. It's set at a 0.1. That's my test. I can go ahead and enter right where I'm at because it's in my zone. But what I need to see right here is if I'm going to use my 5 minute lower high right there, that's my starting point. Okay. If I'm going to use my 5 minute zone right there, what I need to see next is that market move out of this level. Okay. Now look, I'm entering into my trade right here. Guess what? I got take profit 1, take profit 2, take profit 3, take profit 4. But this is on my smaller account size, right? But once that market shift above, giving me the change of direction that I need, change of direction. Here it comes. Okay. We need that change of direction. Once we get that change of direction, showtime. Boom, right there. Here it comes. That buyer zone, I just needed the market to push out of that level. I'm in my test trade. My test trade is in profit. You see, I might use these areas, as target zones, but on my smaller account side, I'm on my smaller test trade. I mean, moving from here to here, it might be like 5 pips. I'm probably making 30 cents right now. You're not going to take profit on 30 cents. It costs you more in fees to enter the trade. But when that market gives me that change of direction and pulls back to the zone, just like this, boom. Now I'm entering. How many lots do I have left? I've already used 0.10 out of my standard. Now I have 0.9 that I can use. I can enter my 0.9. I can max out right there. And guess what? I enter my trade. Now I know exactly where my take profit is going to be. Take profit 1:15. Well, not here. The 1 hour. Boom. Take profit. Take profit. Boom. Right there. Over and over and over. You find your targets first. All right. And now over here, this could have been a higher time frame target. Okay. This over here could have been another target over here. Identify your targets first. Let's go over to the live chart. Everybody got to get a screenshot of this so you understand. Right here, we've wrapped up 4 days of information. 4 days of information. Number 1, the trend. All right. Number 2, understanding when the market is creating higher highs, higher lows, reversals. Number 3, the breaker structure with the change of direction. Number 4, entering the trade, using your test trade, and combining everything that we have here. So when we go over to the live chart, take a look at this. This is NZDJPY currently on what we have right now. When we look at NZDJPY, live market right now, we saw a strong move pushing the market all the way down. Okay, a strong move right here that pushed this market all the way down. Beautiful breaker structure to the downside. When we click this bear button, we know that sellers were coming here. So let's just focus on this area real quick. We knew that sellers were supposed to come in this level, but we didn't just jump in automatically. You see, this is the candle that touched that zone first. So what we did was we put an area right there. So now, what do we have to look for? We've already identified, okay? We've already identified the start of the move, okay? How did we touch? Where's the starting point that pushed the market up to this box right here? It's here. The last sell candle is here. So what I want to do is mark this as my 4-hour target. Okay, so we're going to put 4-hour target. See how I did that, ladies and gentlemen? I'm using this area right here as my 4-hour target. Why? Because this is the start. Sellers, buyers, 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 buyers. There are no sellers in here. All right, so go ahead and give me a confirmation. Drop that 148 if you understand why I identified this as my 4-hour target. Okay, perfect. Let's go. So now, but looking at this area, that market is 112 pips away from that area. All right, no worries. I got my vertical line here. Now I'm going to drop down to a smaller time frame. I need to see if there are any interruptions in here before the market reaches this zone. Any interruptions before the market reaches that zone. So I'll just speed up and drop down to the 30-minute. I don't know if you guys can hear the thunder outside right now. Oh, it's thundering. It's cooking up right now. All right, so now this is why I say you have to drop that vertical line because notice how far I have to go back. Perfect. You can adjust the line also when you get there. You can always adjust that line. Okay. So when you look at this now, we have to adjust it. Adjust, 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 adjust. Touching that level right there. Okay. In real time, you don't have to do this. In real time, it'll be right in that area. But we want to make sure, actually, no, we didn't have to adjust because I didn't do one thing. Because remember, when we drop to a lower time frame, this box is going to change. So what I want you to do is redraw this box right here because it will change on a lower time frame. Does that make sense? Every time frame has its own box. So let's go ahead and turn those off. And now let's put that vertical line right back on that one right here. And now you'll see the difference, what I was saying. Drop to that 30, go back over. And now you see that? See how it's still on that zone right there? Good stuff. Perfect, right there. Boom. That's the first one. So now I'm saying to myself, okay, here's my 30-minute time frame. Do you see, ladies and gentlemen, this area right here is now my 30-minute target. Okay, that's my 30-minute target right there. Okay, how simple is this? When we talk about, uh oh, can you guys hear me? Make sure my internet didn't go out. Let me know if y'all can hear me. That rain is coming. All right, perfect. All right, good stuff. All right, so now we have our 30-minute, oops, because I see it still loading up there. All right, 30-minute target. Perfect. Good stuff so far, right? So now we know that this is our test entry. So now when I look at this, if I was to enter my test trade, I got to exit right there. My 30-minute target just gave me 45 pips. Okay? Yeah. So that entry, this is why it's very important to know exactly. Okay. Anyone on here know the website to Lux Exchange so I can see the presentation and join the business? There's no presentation. There's no presentation for Lux. Okay. It's not an MLM. It's just a trading platform where you get on and you learn. There's no presentation. Okay. Thank you for your interest. Thank you for your interest. We love to have you on board. This is the presentation. We teach you live. That's our only focus. Okay. So now, what do we have, ladies and gentlemen? Okay. Right here, knowing that this is your target. But the problem is, most traders, they get into this market. This is the reason why we identify the target first. They get in, they find their stop loss, and they instantly saying, I'm going for a target down here. What happened? Can you see what happened? The market gave you 40 pips. We didn't have to drop lower. The market gave you 40 pips, but you chose, all right, look, I want more. And they took it back. So let's say if we did drop down to something like the 5 minute time frame. Okay. All right, all right. What about now? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? We should be good. We should be good. Perfect. All right. Thank you. Thank you. When I entered the stage again, I forgot to put the sound back on. Okay. So now I'm just marking everything back up. That was our 4 hour target. We dropped down to the 30 minute. Okay. And remember that vertical line that we had right here, that vertical line. Okay. Right around that area. This was our 30-minute target. Why? Because this is the last sell candle before the market touched the zone. Does that make sense? The last sell candle, the interruption before the market hit the zone, right in that area. Okay. So this was that last sell candle. That's my 30-minute zone, 30-minute target right here. Now, just imagine this is where most traders fail. Most traders fail because they get into the trade right in this area. All right. Stop loss in place. They already have their target. They know where their target is at. The market is giving them anywhere between 30 to 50 pips. Look how amazing that is. All right. Think about this. You know exactly where your target is at now. 30 to 40, 30 to 50 pips they gave you. But greed kicks in, and you're saying to yourself, nah, I don't want that short target. I want the 4 hour zone that's all the way down here. Whoa, but what if this is a short term play? You want this, and then the market just take everything back. All right. What about that person who saw the setup and said that the 30-minute is not bad, but they went down to the 5 minute? Now we scroll all the way back. You know your area right here. Now check this out. Okay. Check this out. So now you're entering into this trade. The market bounces off the level right here. Boom. Bounce off the level right in that zone. Okay. Once you get that bounce off that level, here it comes. Look how the 5 minute play not only gave you entry number one, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about turning your test trade into a testimonial. Here it comes. Did we get the rejection right here? Is that a rejection? All right. Someone said the sound is off. Let me check. Nope. Sound is good. I can hear it. It's on your end. Maybe you have to hit if you're on your phone, maybe you got to hit the volume button or reset button. All right. Sound is good. Sound is good. Perfect. So now, okay. Now what do we have? Right here in this area. What do we look for? We look for that last interruption before the market rejected. This is where the snipers come in at. Okay. This is why you draw that vertical line. Y'all see that vertical line right there? That vertical line? See that rejection? Now, watch what we have here. We got a break of structure. Okay. There it is. BOS. Every trade. Okay. Is this the starting point right here that pushed the market higher? Yes. Did we close below it, giving us a change of direction? Yes, we did close below. What do we talk about on day number one? After that market makes that high, they fail to go higher. Reversal is kicking in. Isn't this the last buy candle before we broke structure? So I entered my test trade right here. Test. All right. I'm turning my test into my testimonial. Test trade 0.10. Not bad. Let's go. Here we go. That's my test. Okay. That's my test trade. Now, once we got that change of direction, here we go. Here comes the magic. Rise, pull back. Let me change the color on here so you can see it. Rise higher, change of direction. Yes. Next, we want to enter this trade. Boom. And we're not too far from the entry. Not too far from the entry. So now, can we enter our second trade. Boom. Here is our entry. Look, look at this 30-minute. Look at that 30-minute target. Where is it? Right there. 30-minute target is right there. Boom. So now you in a standard lot size total from here to here over 44 pips. We're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, almost $400 on one play. Turn your test into your testimonial. Yes or no? Was that a good play? Run me my money. Run me my money. Today, day number 4, master the entry from test trades to testimonials. Knowing why you are entering into the trade, knowing why you are exiting the trade is a beautiful thing. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, you see those? Don't forget to like. Make sure y'all like this video. Like and subscribe to this channel. Trust me when I tell you, we are going to the next level. I'm teaching you on this call how to go from a professional signal taker, that person sitting on the sideline, waiting for signals, waiting for this. A lot of people ask me, they said, hey, coach, do you want to get your views higher? Do you want to grow your channel? You have to give out signals. Guess what I said? I said, you know what? I'm teaching people how to become the signal. Lux, go. That's right. Lux, go. How to become the signal. That's right, Angie. That's right. Some of you have made more money creating your own signals than the signals that I provided. And that's a fact. Some of you have made more withdrawals with your own signals than the signals that I provided. And that's the way it. Okay? You know I can call them. You know I can do that. So when that market rejected off the 30-minute right here, what if we said to ourselves, okay, right in this area right here, we see that that market rejected off of that 30-minute. Remember, your target could be your entry. Your target could be your entry. So when that market came down to the zone off the 30-minute, guess what else happened? We're here on the 5-minute time frame. Imagine if I would have stayed on the 30-minute right here. I know that this is my target. Okay. I know that this is my target right here. I'm asking myself now, okay, I'm going to use this as an entry zone now. I'm going to use this as a point of interest. So what do? Okay. I'm showing you, for those who are trade junkies who's saying, I want to enter after I just made a whole bunch of money. I want to get back in. So guess what we did? We highlighted this area. I'm here on the 30-minute. All right. The entire candle, the high and the low of that candle. On the 30-minute, did we close below this level? The answer is no. This is my buyer zone on the 30-minute. This is my buyer zone. This is my point of interest. I'm more interested in this area because every time, I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen, but every time we do a team event and we end up going on this team event on a cruise. Oh man, you know who I'm talking about now. We end up going on the cruise. I can't find that boat somewhere in here. Oh, there it is. Somebody always got to act up. There we go. We on that boat. Here we go, right here. We on that cruise. And I'm like, Angie, when we get here on Spirit of the Water,
All right. Spirit of the water. Don't be turning up when they put on that song, Boots on the Ground. Don't turn up. And the moment they played that song, Boots on the Ground, here's that starting point. Angie get excited. Woo! Where them things at? Where them things at? So now you already know. I said, oh man, I got to find that starting point. But the 30-minute starting point is way up here. That's right. It's way up here, ladies and gentlemen. That 30-minute starting point. Oh, 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 boots on the ground. Where them fans at? Oh, it was a drink package. Oh, okay, okay. It was that drink package. Oh, I can't wait until we do a Lux cruise. Until we do a Lux cruise, or we're gonna act up on that thing. We're gonna act up. So anyway, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is my 30-minute target right here. Now I'm doing it in reverse now. I'm doing it in reverse now. My 30-minute target is over here. How many of you are loving it? My 30-minute target became my 30-minute over here point of interest. Oh, you see the reverse? You see the reverse? My 30-minute point of interest and my 30-minute target already in the zone. But this is too far. I'm going to drop down to the low. I drop down to the low, low, low. Here's my point of interest right here. I know this is where buyer. Oops, I forgot to do something. Can anybody tell me what I forgot to do on the 30-minute time frame? Because I will be lost in the sauce. What did I forget to do on that 30? No, we already boxed it up. We already boxed it up. We forgot to draw that vertical. See that? That vertical. You got to put that vertical. That's right. If I didn't put that vertical right there, we'd just be scrolling. Scrolling, scrolling down the river. You got to put that vertical, that V line. That's right. We'll put the boat right there. Now we drop. Okay. So now when we put that boat, here we go. Now we just got to go find our zone. Okay. It's that zone where we turn up. Yeah. I didn't get the drink package. Angie got the drink package. And I was like, Angie, let me jump in on that. She's like, oh man, coach, I'm telling you, this that crazy horse right here. Uh-oh. All right, all right. So now that market comes down to that zone. Where if we can find it, there we go. Woo! She way on the other side of the ship. I said we all got to stay together. We all got to stay together. And guess what? That market came right down to that zone. We already got our 30-minute target set up. Okay. We're back in that level. Now here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'm all the way on a 1-minute time frame, but I just want to show you. Okay. Which is kind of dangerous to be all the way down here because you're going to see tons of starting points on the 1 minute. We want to eliminate all of these. Okay. So you got starting point here. You got starting points in here. And of course, you're going to see that market close above, come back down. I don't trust the 1 minutes right here. So let's go back to the 5 minute. Let's go back to the 5 minute. So now you're seeing this. It's a lot of noise in there. We need to go where it's not a lot of noise. Notice here on the 5 minute. All right. You see that rally of sellers. Look right here. This is my area. Look, there's no buyers in here. See, my 5 minute starting point is right in this area. So this is my 5 minute target. Okay. 5 minute target. Perfect. So now here we go. Closed above. There we go. Did we get to close above that 5 minute zone? Because what it's telling me is once I got the break of structure right there, where the market did this, the market created the low, the lower high, and the lower low, And then did we get the change of direction? We got the change of direction. Where did it happen at? You got to get that change of direction. CHOD, change of direction. Okay, there it is right there. It's a combination. BOS, got my breaker structure right here. This was the last low before the market created another one. BOS. Now that we got that BOS, oh, we got to find the starting point. Where's the starting point that pushed us out? Right here. See that last selling candle right there? I don't need this zone anymore. I don't need that box anymore because we're out of that level. All I have to do is mark up this zone. So once we got that change of direction, now I got my entry point. Perfect. I'm down on the 5 minute. So after you caught a sniper here, how long did it take you to get in this trade? 3 hours for that trade. How long did it take the market to give you that change of direction? All right. It took you 2 days to give you that change of direction. Not bad. 2 days. And after that, ladies and gentlemen, there's your entry. There is your entry. Okay, I got my entry. Oh no, where is my target? Okay, no worries. We already got our target in place. Okay, where is my target? Right up top. Boom, I'm entering into the trade. Did our target get hit? Did our target get hit? Yes, it did. Nice entry. Nice exit on the target. Beautiful target. So you enter that trade right in this area and you just rolled it up to your target. Okay. 27 pips. Not bad. I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay. And that's how that market reversed. Of course, it went higher, but you didn't know. But once that market went higher, did it close above your target? Did it close above your target? Yeah. Okay. Perfect. It closed above your target. So now, okay, now what we see is right here. When that market closed above our target right there, when they closed above that target right there, ladies and gentlemen, we're supposed to get out right here. This is a close. They're pushing up, pushing up. This is my point of interest right here because now we closed above. This is my point of interest. Now we closed above. So what happens? All right, I'm down on the 5 minute time frame. Okay. That market dropped here, my last low, pullback, lower high, lower low. Did we get a change of direction? Yes, we did. Retest to the zone. Now I'm continuing this trade higher. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to explain something to you real quick. Okay. Until we get our final destination for until we get our final destination for uh the platform. Okay, understand something real quick, ladies and gentlemen. uh we needed a place to store all of our recordings. Okay, for everyone that's on here watching right now, I hope you're taking notes. Okay, because the recordings of these calls are stored only for our private members. Okay, our private members have access to all of our recordings inside of the Lux Live. Okay, inside of the Lux Live. So it's very important. Okay. Yeah, I can't make it private just yet when I'm doing the call because it'll lock everybody out until we get an official uh, place. So it's very important that when you guys get on here, for anyone who's watching just as a guest, in order to go back and watch the entire Blueprint series, it's locked. You can't get in. So I want to thank you for your support. And I definitely want to thank everyone for their support who's on here right now, who decided to become a part of the Lux family. Okay. Eventually, once we get um, the dedicated place that we're going to have our all of our videos and our live sessions, then this entire thing will be locked down under lock and key. So I want to thank all of you for tuning in. I hope this session was as powerful as it was just a powerful session. It felt good. This one truly felt good because we brought it all together. Okay. We brought it all together. Okay. Yes. Yes. So to go back and watch these videos, okay, I want you, yes, they will. So now, inside of the back office, inside of the back office for the boot camp series, you click on Lux Live. Okay, you click on Lux Live, and then you click on Get Link. You can only do this from the back office. Okay, you can only do this from the back office. So when you click on this, then you're able to go here and watch the boot camp series. Okay. All of this stuff is unlisted. You can only get access from the boot camp. Okay. From this series. So please go back, watch the video. All right. Make sure you drop those thumbs, put those thumbs up, and like and subscribe because trust me, it's only going to get better. All right. Tomorrow is our day 5 of our boot camp series. And after the boot camp series, that's when we're going to go into um, talking and adding a lot of this in here now. Okay. The blueprint. So we had the boot camp series, and then we'll have the boot camp series. All right. This one is like it's already over here inside of the Lux guide. So we really don't need to do a call on the boot camp series, the blueprint, because it's all right here. These videos are about 3 to 5 minutes long. Okay. So you can always go back and watch this. But after that, every other call that we have is going to be just a regular training call. And I do want to share with you that I believe starting hopefully next week, okay, by next week, I will have my signals coming out. Okay. I will have my signals coming out hopefully by next week. So you should be able to see, let's say I was playing around with them and it's not going to look like a separate page like we did the first time. You don't have to go to a separate page for every signal that's out. All right, for every signal that's out, you should see on the right hand side. Oh, you can't see it. I don't know why it's not showing that. Let me see if I bring that down just a little bit. Let's see if that works. Nope, that just made it worse. Full screen. Nope. All right. But you can't see it right now. It's okay. But right over here on the right hand side, there's a little dot right here. There's a little gold dot right here. And it lets you know that this trade right here has a signal on it. Okay. Meaning that I marked up the chart. Okay. And I was just playing around with it. I sent some ideas. Like this one has like 4 ideas. I sent out an idea this week. So when I click on it, when you click on it, you'll see that, oh, this has a signal on it. So when you click on that, I sent this idea out on GBP CAD, just testing around with it. And notice 4-hour target. And I marked this up the same exact way. Look at this. I marked it up the same exact way that I teach. Okay. So right here, why is this my 4-hour target? This is my 4-hour. Oh, hold up. Oh, I know why you don't see it because I'm not sharing that screen. Oh, share this tab instead. There we go. There we go. Oh man, I'm using this platform. I'm using this platform, and every even though I'm on the same screen, it's not going to share the screen. I got it. Perfect. Okay. All right. There it is. The screen is not frozen. It's not frozen. There it is. Now you can see it. I was wondering why you couldn't see these little gold bars right here. Okay. Yeah, we learn it together. We learn it together. Okay. Now, can you see it right here? So when I click on these, it lets you know that you have a signal. So I sent out a signal on GBP CAD. Notice the first thing I did right here. Okay. I sent this signal out the same way I just taught you guys. All right. You see this last red candle before the market pushed into the zone? The last red candle before the market pushed into the zone right here. This is my 4-hour target right there. Okay. And right around here, I wanted to get into the trade much earlier. So I dropped down to a smaller time frame. Okay. So when I drop into a smaller time frame right here, I'm on the 1-hour time frame. So this is my 1-hour starting point. So when that market gave me a close below the 1-hour zone, I entered here on my test trade. When they close below my 1-hour zone right here, this is my starting point that closed below. Now I enter the trade here to drop it down to my 4-hour target. You see how cool that is? Okay. You said, does Lux um, have an educational platform for Bitcoin cryptocurrency? Um, Forex is an option. Okay. You see right here where it says Bitcoin? Perfect. There it is. These are all your cryptos. Okay. We do everything Forex, stocks, crypto. Okay. The reason why I didn't talk about the crypto because we're doing the boot camp. Okay. We have stocks, we have indices, and I've sent out ideas all this week on all of this. So I sent this idea the other night on Nas. You guys should have caught that sniper entry on Nas, zero drawdown. Okay, that was a beautiful play. Wow. This was a beautiful play on Nas right here, 1-hour time frame. Beautiful break of structure right there. The last buy candle right here. And look at that sniper on Nas as it came right here. So that would have been your target one right in that area. Okay. And then you had some other targets down here. So that was a beautiful sniper. So when I send out signals, you will see it right there in the corner. So you can just click on it and you can continue marking up your pair as you would. So I sent out all these test ideas, and these were some amazing ideas. Oh, this one right here was one of my favorites that I sent out. Okay. On you, Chef. But yeah, this was one of my favorites that I sent out on you, Chef. So you will see it. Um, Wow, this was a beautiful play on you, Chef. So you'll see that gold signal right there. Okay. This just in case you guys thought I fell off. I didn't do signals. Yeah, I still do. I just, I like to teach. Yes. So boom, this was a beautiful opportunity right here. So you, Chef, actually pushed the market up over 85 pips. That was a beautiful play. But, I want to thank you all for tuning in. And make sure to go back and watch this video series. Um, yes, there's a lot of things in the works for the crypto headline news. Is that you, Lorenzo? Crypto headline news? I think so. Might be. Yes, it's a lot of things in the works for Lux. And you're definitely going to be the first ones to know, ladies and gentlemen. And stay tuned for the next episode. We out.